What time is it? Melody time! Okay, so, yeah, that's not the most inspired name for a movie, but at least in terms of all these Disney package films that I've been watching. But either way, yeah, this is another compilation of shorts. Once again, they're kind of themed around music, a lot like Make Mine Music was. And yeah, it's about the same in terms of quality. I might actually say this one was just a little bit better than Make Mine Music, because I think a lot of the shorts had a little more to offer. Most of them, at least. Okay, before I start, I got this. Hopefully that will muffle my coughs a bit, because I know I have been watching back all of my videos, and yeah, I know the coughing is very loud and annoying, and yeah, so I should try to muffle them best I can. I greatly apologize, but alright, well, anyway, let's talk about the segments, the individual segments. Alright, so the first one is about this young couple who's going for kind of a stroll through this winter wonderland. And yeah, this is easily the weakest bit, because it's just another generic romantic animation, because yeah, there's like nothing interesting I can really say that happens. Like there's some tension that grows between the couple, and then there's also this rabbit couple who similar thing happens with them, and then the females walk away from their male partners, and then the male bunny notices that the women are walking towards thin ice, and he tries to warn them, but they just ignore them. They're being all stupid, and then they get in trouble, and then of course the guys have to save them. So yeah, there's like nothing interesting I can really say happened in this. The only thing I'd really compliment is the scenery is very nice. I think the scenery is nice in pretty much all of these shorts. Yeah. Handkerchief. Yeah, it's cold season, so yeah, I have really bad dry cough, so that's why I've been coughing so for all these videos. Anyway, the next bit is Bumble Boogie. This is based on the composition known as Flight of the Bumblebee. It's a famous composition, and yeah, the arrangement's pretty famous as well. And yeah, I really like this segment. It reminds me quite a bit of the segment from Make Mine Music that had all the jazz instruments dancing. While I don't think it's quite as good as the Make Mine Music one, it's still up there with it in terms of quality, I think. There's some very creative imagery, it's very fun, the music is really, really catchy. Easily one of my favorite bits. One thing I do remember is that when it started out, there was like a narrator, and I was worried that it was going to be another segment with, unnecessary narration. It was just going to ruin the whole thing. Another Sterling Holloway, etc. insert. Obviously, it's not all Sterling Holloway. I mean, it's kind of been a problem through all of these package films. A lot of them suffered from an unnecessary narrator. But yeah, I'm sorry. Um, what was next? Johnny Appleseed. This is probably my favorite of the segments, because it felt the most like a proper Disney movie, like a short Disney movie, if you will. There were some nice songs in it, some really good scenery, some decent character. I just thought it was a very pretty little short. And yeah, and I remember there was, I'm pretty sure I remember Doug Walker when he reviewed this movie for his Disney Samba series. He said that this is the short that should have ended the movie, and yeah, I kind of agree with him. I can kind of see why they ended it with the Pico spill segment, but at the same time, this would have ended it better, I think. Alright, I apologize for this. I'm going to have a cough drop in my mouth. One moment, please. And yeah, I don't have any editing software at the moment, so yeah, I can't edit anything out. Alright, so what was the next bit? Oh yeah, it was the Tugboat. Yeah, that one was okay. Had some nice little cartoony effects, if you will. There's some decent character development. I do think it was a little mean-spirited, though, because, the Tugboat was very naughty at first, but then he decided he wanted to, be good. So, sorry, I just need a handkerchief. Why does it have to be so bad for this video? But yeah, things still go wrong, and then the way he's handled seems very harsh, and then, the storm comes up. It's just like everything is, for a moment, it just seems like everything is against him. Not a whole lot else to say. It's better than, say, that plain short from Saludos Amigos, but still not much else to say. Alright, I'm just going to keep this in my hand. Yeah, this is getting a little concerning. The next one was, there was this nice little song about a tree. It's based on a poem. And yeah, it's another one of those nice little scenery painting animations. It was very pretty, and I think there was some good animation, although the part with the rain did seem like a serious ripoff of the Little April Shower segment from Bambi. But yeah, I apologize. I'm doing everything I can to keep it down, but it's like just so persistent. And yeah, the next one was a segment with Donald and Jose Carioca returning, and then that annoying little bird from Three Caballeros comes back, and yeah, and he kind of teaches them to I think it's Samba. And yeah, I was convinced that this might have been like a deleted segment from Three Caballeros because like has a lot of similar effects. It has another live action female who's clearly from like South America or something, and you know another part that has them, you know, that mixes live action with animation, and yeah, it doesn't seem as like refined as some of the earlier movies. Which one was it that seemed to? Let me see. I was trying to remember which one I'm thinking of. I think it might have been Fun and Fancy Free. I forget which one. But actually, it's one that I didn't do any videos for. It's Song of the South. That's the one that like really perfected the live action animation combination, and yeah, it was yeah, it seemed to kind of go back to the same quality it was at with Three Caballeros. It didn't seem nearly as impressive as Song of the South. Yeah, I did watch Song of the South just so I could watch like Tennille Flowers' review of it afterward, and yeah, it was pretty. Although the animated segments were pretty good. But yeah, I didn't review it because it doesn't really qualify for what I'm doing. I'm focusing on like animation and you know the movies that are primarily animated. So yeah, the Samba short was good. A little annoying thanks to the bird, you know, the that bird. But yeah, it didn't bug me too much. It was still a pretty good short, I thought. And then finally it ends with Pico's Bill, and it's kind of your typical cartoony Disney short. Not too much to say about it. There are like they do show the artists who do this. Yeah, there's a little bit of live action animation mixing in this one. Because it shows like the musicians who do the song. They're some famous Western group. Can't remember their names. Also, the two kids from Song of the South are in there. The same kids. But yeah, it was a pretty well. It was okay. It was an okay segment. But yeah, it's not the ideal way to end the movie. It's not. Yeah, it kind of ends on a very unfortunate note. So yeah, it's not the ideal way to end a movie like this, in my opinion. But what do you do? I think the main reason why they ended it with this is because it was kind of treated like it was the main feature presentation of the movie, because it was kind of the longest one and it had the group, you know, the live action group and everything. So yeah, this wasn't amazing by any means, but yeah, I think it was still pretty good, and I might say I was a little more impressed by the shorts than the ones in Make Mine Music. But still, it's kind of hard to compare the two. But yeah, this is good. So yeah, 7 out of 10. I'd recommend it to anyone who's interested in animation. You know, same criteria as Make My Music and some of the other ones. But yeah, these package films are starting to feel kind of old. Thankfully, there's only one more, and it's kind of like two mini features much like Fun and Fancy Free, but from what I hear, they're much better than the ones in Fun and Fancy Free, or at least better than like the Bongo short or the creepy live action bit with the puppets. Yeah, it's Ichabod and Mr. Toad. I should be getting to that one soon. And yeah, I guess there's not really anything else to say. So yeah, with all that said, Mash It and Smash It signing off.